What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Zero to Funded. Apologies for no upload yesterday. To be completely honest, I just flagged and I didn't record one. I also didn't really know exactly what to post about, but today was FOMC day, and that is a very high impact news event. If you don't know what FOMC is, it's a very high impact news event in the market. And when it happens, price can react very rapidly, as you can see, as it is right now, and as it did over here around 2 p.m., which is when it actually came out. And as you can see right here, just about 20 minutes ago at the time that I'm recording this, we just had a shot up 275 points, and from there we came back down 200. This candle right here on the 3-minute time frame is 90 points big. So, there is times when, okay, why does my camera always do this? There we go. There's times in the market, a lot of times, where news is going to heavily impact it. And when it does, you do not want to be in a position. And sometimes it's even best to completely take days off. I know a lot of people that completely took days off. And even though this news didn't really occur until around 2 p.m. Eastern time, on certain days where high impact news is coming out, market can actually react very choppy and price action can be hard to read leading up to that news. Now, I don't think that my window of trading, I don't think price action was necessarily too bad. I don't think it was the best, but I also don't think it was horrible either. As you can see, especially right, you get a pretty clean move up, a very clean move down, and then we started to chop around a bit more in anticipation for that news. But I'm going to show you guys, how to actually read news first. And then after we go over that, secondly, we are going to go over kind of, the more psychological side of things and what to do in certain situations when news occurs, common news occurrence times, and everything like that you should be aware of. Obviously, the stock market and what we trade can just very heavily be impacted by what is going on in the world. As of recently, things have been very, very volatile, as in, Trump's tariffs, stuff like that, just him being in office in general, a lot of new policies there, a lot of economical stuff in our country going on, a lot of economical stuff going on between our, relationship with other countries, just a whole bunch of different kinds of things, guys. And obviously all of that is going to affect our stock market. So you need to know exactly how to approach it. The first thing first that I'm going to show you guys is how to actually read news. Now, the website that we use is called forexfactory.com. If you go on to forexfactory.com, probably saying, Mark, that's for Forex. Well, here's exactly what you're going to do. Go on to forexfactory.com. Up here at the top, click on calendar right there, and you're going to be brought to something that look like this. Now, there's going to be a lot more right here. You can see that right here, I only have the USD ones showing. That's obviously the only ones that we want to be showing. Every other currency is not really going to matter unless you are trading Forex, but we're not. So what you can do is come up here to this top right, this little green funnel button. If you click on that, by default, these will all be checked off. You can go ahead and uncheck all of them except for USD. Click on apply filter, and then it will change to just showing you USD. Obviously, right here is the calendar. You can select the day that you're on. By default, it should just go to whatever day that you are on. But pretty much how to read news, guys, is, for example, today is May 7th. So I come down here and I find May 7th. And you can see that it shows the time and the news event. And it also shows the forecast, which is going to, actually, I'll explain that in a second. And then it shows all these other data over here, which we'll go over in a second. Right. Now, it shows the most upcoming, whatever is the next upcoming news event with this little green arrow. Obviously, all this stuff already happened at the time of recording this, which is why it's kind of grayed out. But we'll just take for tomorrow, for example. So I know tomorrow at 8:30 a.m., we have unemployment claims coming out. That, and this. At 10 a.m., we have this coming out. 10:30, we have this coming out. And 1 o'clock, or actually 1:01 p.m., it's a very strange time for news to release, but we have this coming out. Now, you don't actually need to know what any of these things are. I really couldn't tell you what any of them actually mean, to be completely honest. All you need to be concerned about is a couple of things. One is the color of this folder right here. So there's always going to be this little box folder icon, and it's either going to be a red folder, an orange folder, or a yellow folder, or gray sometimes. Very rarely it's going to be gray. If it's gray, don't even worry about it. But if it's red, orange, or yellow, that basically is an indication of the estimated impact it's going to have on the market. As you can see up here, impact. it goes from yellow, which is low impact. So as you can see, if I hover over, it says low impact expected. The orange folder is going to be medium impact expected, and the red folder is high impact expected. So you can see as right here today, May 7th, we have 2 red folders at 2 p.m. And then at 2:30, we have the FOMC press conference. Out of all the red folders that there are, so we already had 3 red folders on the day today. You know, they didn't happen until 2 and 2:30, but like I said earlier, price can kind of anticipate the come up or the release of high impact news events, and it can be kind of harder to read than normal. FOMC, out of all the red folders, is the biggest kind of like news event. Now there's different kinds of FOMC. As you can see down here, we have just FOMC member, whatever, insert name speaks. These are all yellow folders. This one's an orange folder. I would say you don't even have to worry about any of these. The yellow folders, don't worry about at all. Okay. If it's an orange folder, maybe be slightly cautious, but me personally, I won't even take that into consideration. FOMC, there's also another one called FOMC minutes, which isn't really as important. The biggest one is FOMC statement and FOMC press conference. That's the biggest one. FOMC press conference is the Federal Open Market Committee. That's what FOMC stands for. And that is when the Federal Open Market Committee of our government, they get together and they have a press conference, which is publicly broadcasted. And obviously during this press conference, you know, they are asked questions, and based on their response, whether it's, you know, something good or something bad, price is going to react. You know, for example, if, you know, they come out and they say, you know, we're actually, you know, all those tariffs that Trump talked about, we're actually getting rid of them. You would see this shit would literally fucking rocket ship to the fucking moon, bro. But so it's very important to keep in mind these things and know on a day like today that after 2 p.m., you should not be in a trade at all, because you can get literally like absolutely liquidated in an instant, and it will not be your fault at all. It will be completely just because of news related data. And obviously, you don't want to be in a trade when that happens, because price is very volatile and unpredictable during those times. Another thing to look out for is any time that you see a red folder and it says Jerome Powell testifies. Jerome Powell is the head of the Federal Open Market Committee. So out of all these people down here, he is the top dog. He is the boss, right? He is the very top of the food chain of the Federal Open Market Committee. And he has so much aura that when he literally walks out onto the stage, before he even speaks or makes a statement, you will see the chart move up and down very crazily. That is how insane his like effect on the market is. So if you ever see something here that says Jerome Powell testifies or Jerome Powell speaks, or as of recently a lot too, President Trump speaks, if it's a red folder, keep in mind of that. Make sure you are not in a trade. Plan your day around it. If it is a very high impact news event. That's pretty much how you read news. Right here, you can go ahead and see that also we have, usually when these things come out, if it's a measurable thing, the FOMC statement and FOMC press conference aren't measurable by physical actual numbers, which is why you don't see any over here on the right-hand side. But every other news event, you can see that it either comes out one of 3 things. It either comes out black, red, or green. Now I'm going to explain to you how to read this because it's actually kind of confusing. Pretty much what you're going to do is look at the opposite, okay? So, for example, this final services PMI, even though this actually came out red and technically it came out as bearish news, this is actually bullish for NQ. The reason is because this is a Forex website, and this is basically means that it's bearish for the US dollar, right? This means that this is bullish for the US dollar. But NQ moves opposite of the US dollar. To be honest, I don't know why it does, but it just does. So if you're trading NQ or, you know, SPY or really any index, it's going to move opposite to Forex pairs or opposite to the US dollar. So when this comes out red, that's actually bullish news for us. When this comes out green, that's actually bearish news for us. If it comes out just like this, no color, that means it's flat, which is, you know, that means it's neither bearish or bullish. Right here, the forecast is just the prediction for it. That's always going to be there. So you can see all right here, all the predictions are already here, and you can also see the previous number right there. But you don't really need to know all that. All you really just need to know is how to read it according to its color right there. That's all we're going to go over today, guys. Price action was not the best today, but like I said, again, it wasn't the worst. And you can even see just how much volume we had. Just like to put this into perspective for you guys, my trading window between 9:30 and 11:30, the high and low of that was about 190 points. And we literally, if I go onto the 1 minute time frame, from here to here in 1, 2, 3 minutes was over a 223 point move. So just to kind of show you guys who are newer to trading how high of an impact certain news events can have, we literally made a move up higher in 3 minutes than we did my entire range of my trading window this morning. So that really puts it into perspective. I hope you guys have been really checking out the chart. If you opened up your demo account, I hope you've been taking some demo trades and getting, used to kind of how it feels to actually execute trades on a real account. Tomorrow, we're going to go more in depth into strategy, and we're going to start on actually creating your own strategy. We're going to go over back testing, and we're going to start putting together a strategy for you guys. Also, there's some questions I want to go over that I plan on doing in a separate episode by itself. So got a lot of stuff planned. Once again, I apologize for no upload yesterday, but that's it for today. Guys, make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe if you aren't already. It means the absolute world to me. With that being said, I will see you guys later. Peace out.